think that was the remix, right?
It seems so.
That was a remix.
I didn't even know they did a remix for it.
The remix. I guess you know what we're talking about today. We're talking about the IPL. Before
Yeah, we've had a good season.
before we start talking IPL, welcome Narotam. Welcome
How you
back.
doing, Proc? Thanks.
Mhm. I'm
Nice to be
good,
back.
good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
All right. Well, yeah. So, as you heard from the music, we're definitely talking some IPL cricket today, and that's the for those of you who don't know, IPL, the Indian Premier League. So, I wanted to do one early on when the season first started, but I was transitioning into something else, into doing like a different type podcast. So it kind of jumped up on me, but I definitely had to talk about the IPL because talk cricket all day pretty much some days. So I definitely had to do one. So I think this was a good time because the IPL, the playoffs start tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. So we've got the four teams that will be in the playoffs. Yeah, Gujarat, Rajasthan. They're the first two teams. They're the top two seeds, and then the 3 and 4 seeds are Lucknow, and then you've got the Royal Challengers of Bangalore, RCB. But before we get into the playoffs, I want to talk about some disappointments that we had this year, and a huge disappointment had to be the two teams that finished last, dude. The Mumbai Indians finishing last in the IPL, and then CSK, the Chennai Super Kings, finishing what, second to last?
Second to last. Yes, they both
Yeah,
tied for 4 and 10. I
I mean
mean, you.
it's weird because they're always like the two teams that like they're always in the playoffs. Or like they won the most IPLs combined.
They
So
did, but I mean, with the new draft that they had, I it's hard. Mumbai lost pretty much their entire team. But say and CSK, I mean, they're getting old, so I mean, there's only so much a team can lose. Mumbai has always been that team that has been a heavily stacked roster, and they just don't have that this year.
I mean, like you mentioned the draft, right? I mean, I was saying it all year. 2 million, 2 million for Ishan Kishan. I know he's a great player and all, but that's just.
I
I
mean,
think that
as much as Mumbai and CSK have been a letdown, I think he's been a letdown for Mumbai on a whole. They expected a lot from him. They didn't get what they were hoping to get. I mean, Rohit Sharma has not been Rohit Sharma. Karan Pollard has not been Karan Pollard. I mean, it, the team that they have now is nothing compared to the team they had last year.
mentioned another one mentioned. You had also the Pandya brothers, who Hardik and Krunal, both
Who
gone.
Hardik is showing
Yeah,
he's one of the A+ players in the league.
and then of course they also lost Trent Bolt.
Yeah, that was, I mean, and he's shown what he can do both in
Yeah.
the death and uh, throughout the match.
So yeah, so Mumbai. I mean, Mumbai. I guess they tried to rebuild. Maybe their plan was to rebuild with younger players, but that could be a plan for them, and hopefully
I
next
don't
year.
think so. I don't even think
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, look at the talent that they lost from last year till now. You lose uh, Surya Kumar Yadav, who who oh no, they still have him, don't they?
yeah, he's still
Yeah,
there.
he's still there. They lost Chris Lynn.
Yeah,
They lost, as you said, the Pandya brothers, and then at the top of the order, losing Quinton de Kock.
yeah, forgot about Kuntakak. Yeah,
They lost one of the best wicket takers in the league right now, Rahul Chahar.
yeah.
Who else did
I
they
mean,
lose? They lost and another international player that they had who isn't even getting much playing time this year in Nisham,
yeah.
James Nisham. So I mean that's a whole squad in itself right there that you're losing. I mean, yeah, they picked up. Um, I'm trying to think who is it that's batting with Rohit in most of the
Well, they had
games.
they had Rohit and Kishan Open, and that was kind of like yeah, neither one of
Yeah,
them really performed to their standards.
exactly. I
Rohit
mean,
Sharma
Rohit.
definitely didn't. Yeah,
I mean, that's he. I think he just might have had the biggest letdown in the entire IPL
yeah.
for what he is capable of and what's expected of him.
And then of course there's a play. I think it's Saurabh Tiwari. Is that his name? I believe. I
Yes.
think he used to bat at four. They lost a lot like that middle presence, and then
Yes.
Pollard. But
Yeah.
Pollard really wasn't Pollard. So
No.
yeah.
He had,
I
I think,
mean,
one vintage Pollard game, if I remember correctly.
yeah.
So I mean, uh,
I know. Yeah, I know the game you're referring to there.
yeah, I can't remember
Pollard.
who it was
Yeah, I can't
against,
remember who. Yeah, I know exactly
but I
who.
mean, think about just the poor performances that we've gotten from Rohit Sharma that is has been unheard of for him. It's weird.
Yeah, and there's one. I think there's one player we even forgot to mention. Bumrah. Jasprit
Well,
Bumrah.
I
He had
I
a
mean
so-so year. He didn't really have a great year, but
he turned it on later on
yeah,
in the season. He started off pretty rough, but he turned. I mean, that one performance that he had where he took 5 wickets
yeah,
for an insane amount of
yeah. He had a
that's
he had
unreal.
a
But that was half his year stats right there.
yeah. It was an okay year for him by his standards. I don't think he had a great year. And I think they really missed Trent Bolt because you had those last four overs were going to be bowled by Bumrah and Bolt. So if you didn't score, get close to your total by the 16th over, Bolt and Bumrah were just gonna we're gonna clean you up.
Yeah, and now they're relying on guys like Riley Meredith, who half of the time he's giving up huge runs. Daniel Sams is another one that gives up some runs. And I mean, they have they,
Yeah,
they
they
just don't
just
have the firepower that they used to. They're a very average team, and it showed.
yeah, they're definitely one team that lost a lot of that draft really hurt a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah,
and on the other side, if you switch over to Chennai,
yeah,
I don't. For them, it was more so just. I think they're just getting old.
yeah. I don't know the story was with Ravindra Jadeja, but there was some talk that he had a little bit of a sort of like a tiff. Is that the
Yes.
word? I don't
Yeah.
know. A little bit of a tiff with the CSK management there. So I think maybe they had some more infighting than that we were led on to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then on top of that, um with the with Dhoni not performing as Dhoni can, or well, actually, can he perform like that anymore?
yeah.
That's a big
I
question now.
they also one loss. They also lost Faf.
They lost
Faf
Faf.
was their
Yeah.
opener. Yeah, that's a big loss there. Yeah, they lost, and I don't know I don't know how this guy just fell off the face of the earth. But how did Suresh Raina just fall off like that? Like,
I mean,
where is this guy? Yeah,
he had some.
he had some
But I was
it's
never the biggest Reina fan. I feel like
yeah.
he he
I guess
always
what I'm saying is that he gave like some stability to that middle order, batting at like 3 and 4, and then but like you said, Dhoni's getting older. That team just got old.
yeah.
Team was getting much older.
I
So
mean, Reina himself is 35, and
yeah,
I mean, as much as he provided leadership for that team, that I mean, that's as much as they would have got. But I mean, him leaving, I guess that I like I said, the leadership portion they missed that. Um, Dwayne Bravo was not really DJ Bravo.
yeah,
I mean,
it
well,
was indeed
he's
trouble, right? Yeah,
yeah. Who else did they lose? Oh, Tahir doesn't. He wasn't there.
right. Yeah, yeah. Uh, let's hope Tahir comes back for Guyana. But that's going to be a later on
Or
in the year
or
podcast.
I'll or I'll take Rashid Khan either way.
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I want Babar Azam, but come on, I
Can we
won't
get
be
them
greedy.
both? Can we get them both? I mean, we've got to fill 4 to 5. international
Yeah,
spots. Why
we
not?
need
Why not?
we
And
need yeah.
we're we have our local guys already. So I mean, hey, why not fill it
Why
out
not?
with some
Yeah.
of these guys?
Let's hope that the CPL, yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, that's gonna be a huge one. That may be like one of the. I've done a couple of these podcasts that are like 3 hours long, so I think that may be a pretty long one. We're gonna yeah.
Yeah,
So
that one's gonna.
when the CPL rolls around,
Oh
but
man,
that's another team that really kind of disappointed me this year was Delhi.
but I kind of expected it. They lost a
Yeah,
lot. They
yeah,
lost that. They also lost. I mean, they were already pretty. How shall I say? Uh,
well,
inconsistent.
yeah,
So for them to just lose players like Hetmeyer and I mean losing Shikar Dhawan's bad. That
yeah,
is a leader. That is a consistent at the top of your order. Um, so losing him, they lost Shreyas Iyer to
yeah.
KKR.
KKR, yeah,
Shikar Dhawan went to Punjab. And then they put all the pressure now on Prithvi Shah, who he's still really young, and I just feel like he's not ready to be that guy yet. They lost to Ashwin, who's a
yeah,
huge loss. Hetmeyer,
and
like I said, that
I believe
he's shown.
Rabada
Mhm.
as well.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Robata on any team losing
yeah,
that is big, but I mean, he's also somebody that's got to worry about his health too.
yeah. And one player I want to mention, I know he's your boy, Mr. Punt. Kind of had a
He's had
was a little disappointed with his performance
yes,
this year.
yes. He had a rough year. I mean, I love him. I love him. He's
Yeah,
exciting to watch, but he's a little. He's the, he's another one of those that are very inconsistent. You know, it's it's frustrating to watch him sometimes. I mean, I don't think he didn't have a 50 this entire year, did he?
no, yeah,
He
he
had
didn't have.
no. He I
Yeah,
think so. He had several single digit performances,
he
and I think he came close to 50 one or two times, but that was
yeah
it.
he got. I know he definitely got like in the 30s and he got starts, but then when you needed him to like push on and make a bigger score, he just like would hit out, like try to hit a six and then just miss it, and then next thing
Problem
the
with
team
him
would
is that
collapse.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's got to learn. He's not playing the finisher role, and especially
yeah,
as captain. I mean, you've got to buckle up. You've got to stabilize that lineup. And
yeah,
especially like I said, with Shikadawan not there to provide that long innings guy, they struggled.
yeah. So now teams, the remaining teams were Hyderabad, Sunrisers Hyderabad, the Kolkata Knight Riders, and Punjab. They also did none of those teams in the playoffs. I don't know. Kolkata got off to a kind of a hot start.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, and then just another team that just kind of fell off.
Shreyas Iyer,
Yeah,
he kind of just didn't. He, I don't know what happened to him.
yeah.
He, he as he started off hot, and then it was just I don't know. I don't
I
know what happened to him.
I I think the draft kind of messed these guys off because I don't think they had enough time to gel because there was a new players going everywhere.
Yeah, but KKR still had their their core. I mean, they had Andre Russell, they had Sunil Narayan, they had
Well, Ayer was the new captain.
yeah.
Was he ready? Because I remember last year they got into the playoffs last year. I remember that, and then Owen Morgan was captain, but he obviously didn't play this year in the IPL. And now you're looking maybe Ayer. Well, Shreyas was he the captain of Delhi, or was it Rishabh last year?
No, it was Rishabh last year.
Rishabh. So
Shreyas took over captain. He was usually vice captain for the international side on several formats sometimes.
yeah,
And then even for some matches, I think he took captaincy as well. So he should
Yeah.
have leadership,
Hmm.
and he should be able to be fine with most of the roster since they are already Indian players. It's only
Sure.
players like Nabi, Sunil
Hmm.
Narayan, uh, Andre Russell. But I mean, Nitish Ram was there, so he should have been.
Yeah.
They they
This
still had what they needed to win. They just didn't perform. You know what I mean?
this maybe Shah Rukh Khan needs to spend more money. I don't know. That is
That
Shah Rukh Khan's team.
isn't isn't KKR the team that spends the most money though?
Yeah, spend some
So
more.
I
Apparently, not enough.
I
Well,
mean,
they've got the
well,
yeah, did
listen,
yeah.
as West Indies guys and guys who watch the CPL and a lot of West Indies cricket, I think we both know Sunil Narayan, Russell, Andre Russell. You've got to live with their inconsistency. They can win you matches, but they they'll they'll kill you too.
Hmm. I mean, it seems like every time it's like every time they call for the strategic timeout, as soon as the timeout is over, bam, wicket. And that's the Andre Russell special right there. He'll hit like three sixes in an over. They'll call the timeout. First ball out of the timeout, Russell gone. Russell's out. I mean, it's like that's
It's easy.
I would
It's the
yeah
focus. It's the focus level.
yeah
I mean, on the other hand, too, he'll give up. He'll bowl 2 overs and give up 19 runs in each over, and then first ball of his third over, he'll take a wicket,
yeah
and then he'll end up with 2 wickets for that game. And I mean, it's one of those feast or famine
that's
guys.
yeah. And Narayan, I mean Narayan still has his I think some magic in him. I just wish he would have some magic for the West Indies team, but
Well, I mean, you can't have
yeah.
magic for the West Indies team if you're not playing on the West Indies team. The guy refuses to play for international.
That's what he refuses. Yeah, he's. I don't understand how with that how you can not feel comfortable with your motion in the IPL. I mean, in internationals, but you feel comfortable enough to bowl in the IPL.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I
I don't
could
get
even
that.
understand if he plays just the T20 format, but he doesn't even
Yeah,
play that format.
yeah, he doesn't play any format
So, I
for
mean,
West Indies, but
if
yeah,
if a guy like Evan Lewis can't pass the physicals, the fitness tests, I don't know. I mean, Sunil Narayan's gonna pass it.
yeah, I don't know.
So
Hmm. I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Maybe he just wants to play franchise cricket. Maybe
I'll
there's
just say, I
too
mean,
much pressure.
the money, it's the money.
It's the money. Yeah, you're making money. I mean, you're making the I know he plays the Big Bash in Australia, and he's playing obviously the IPL, most lucrative.
I know he killed it in Big Bash.
Yeah, that's actually where they started letting him open. I hated that, but that yeah, they let him open in the Big Bash, the batting.
I didn't know that's where he started that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's where he started opening the batting, and then he was opening for KKR. I think he opened for TKR in the CPL also a few matches. Yeah, so but it all
Yeah.
started in the Big Bash for him, and then yeah, so another team, two more teams that are not out.
Before we even move to the next team, I just want
Yeah,
to say I'm glad that KKR did not win, and I hope, I pray that it transfers over to TKR as well because I'm tired of the Knight Riders over there in Trinidad.
yeah. We'll have plenty of time to bash them. Don't worry. Once that
Just had to
CBL comes,
slip that in
yeah,
there.
just had to slip that in. But, so so moving on to now, I mean, the only reason I was watching, I've never been a. There's a few teams I've never been a fan of in the IPL. And the Sunrisers Hyderabad have always been a team that I never really cared for, and
It's
only reason this year was because of Puran. I would
I,
watch to
they're
watch
always
him.
one of those teams that you don't hate but you don't like
Yeah,
because I mean for years they've had some great opening batting and that's it, and that's it.
yeah. Like I know, like I don't know. I don't Kane Williams. I know he's he's one of the best international batsmen right now, but I just wonder if he's the best option for them at captain. Then again, who is the best option? they had, obviously Rashid Khan was there, and Rashid left to go to where's he, Gujarat?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah, so they've always had good international players there for Sunrisers Hyderabad. They were just never seemed really cared for. Like,
I think that's the thing
yeah,
is that their team was always highlighted by international players,
yeah,
and they never really established good local players. I mean,
yeah.
I've
That's true. Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
Bairstow and has been their guy forever.
yeah. John. Yeah, Bairstow was there. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't he
No,
opening with wasn't he opening with David Warner
yeah,
there?
that's what I thought.
Or am I thinking with the wrong team there? Yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
wait, no, Warner last year,
Last year,
yeah,
yeah.
last year.
Warner is now with
I
Delhi.
mean, but they've always had good players. I mean, like last year, they had Warner and Bairstow. They had Bhuvi Kumar.
Yeah,
They had Manish Pandey and Rashid Khan and Mohammad Nabi. That is, it's, and Riddhiman Saha, who I am not a fan of, but I think those are players that they should have been able to to really grow with. Oh, actually, you know what? Last year they also had Umran Malik, who, I mean, he gives up runs, but man, that boy bowls heat.
yeah. He kind of became a star in this
Yeah,
IPL. Yeah,
yeah, because I mean, he's been lighting up that speed gun.
yeah.
So they've
So
always been that team that's just
yeah, I mean, never really cared for them that
yeah.
much, to be honest. So it's like not even yeah. They're in,
Yeah.
they're in. I don't root for them.
Well, the thing is, when a team is consistently either in the middle of the pack or low, you really don't have any interest in them because they're not doing anything.
Yeah, I've never been interested. Only reason I was interested this year was because of Puran was there.
I
So I
think
want
I think
yeah.
Rajasthan falls under that category too up until this year.
Yeah.
Rajasthan has always been that team that's always been right there with SRH in that same. They might win a few games, but they're going to probably lose more than they win year after year. They might have some good players, but nothing nothing that's going to tickle your fancy, and they just kind of fizzle out. But this year, they made some moves. Man,
Yeah.
they looking good.
Well, we moved from a team we don't care for a team that I've always I have a a special special place for in the Punjab Kings. Oh man, this team always root for them. I know they did lose KL Rahul to the
But
draft as well.
they
Yeah.
lost probably two of their best players.
Yeah. I
Three of their best players.
lost Rahul. Um was Gale there? Gale was
Yep,
at
yep,
three. Yeah,
yep.
Gale.
Gale
And
and one
all
of our favorite players,
yeah.
uh, in Nicholas Puran,
Yeah, Puran was there as well. Yeah.
who he's been there for quite a couple of years, and they lost
Yeah.
him and losing. Now imagine a lineup losing KL Rahul, probably one of the best T20 players in the entire country and the entire world.
Mhm.
Nicholas Puran, who is also one of the top T20 players in the world, and then Chris Gale, who has years and years has proven he's Mister
He
Exciting in the IPL.
I mean, he's
So
Mr. T20. I
yeah,
mean,
so you
yeah,
lose. Imagine losing that 1, 2, and 3, and still trying to compete.
yeah. And I think was it I think that's funny. Talk about Rabada. Didn't Rabada play there also? Rabada played for Punjab, I believe. No, not this year.
Oh no,
Rab-
Roboto was
I think in the previous years, Rabada's been there. So
oh
Rabada's been
maybe
everywhere
previous
apparently.
years. Yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe
know he was in
previous years.
Delhi. I know he was definitely Delhi last year.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was definitely in Delhi last year.
yeah. But Rabada. So try to give you, what went wrong for these teams. They're just so consistently inconsistent. You know, it's just the way to put, like, you could, like if Delhi. and Punjab could have won one more game, they would actually probably would have finished ahead. I'm just looking at the net run rates here, and if Delhi could have won 8 games and Punjab had won 8 games, they definitely would have finished ahead of RCB because RCB had that negative run rate.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
they
it's
had the
just
negative run rate. They had
yeah,
some of the biggest losses you could think of.
yeah,
But I mean, that's how things. They RCB was that team that when they lost, they really lost.
yeah. There's no
But
doubt.
hey, they won when they needed to. You
Yeah,
got to give it to them.
I mean
Kohli had his best game of the year
that
on
last
the
game. Yeah.
yeah, in the game that
Mhm.
counted most for them. I
Looking
mean,
at the yeah.
granted, if he played like that all year, they wouldn't have needed to wait for the last game. But
Well, C- Coley had such a weird year. He had that streak of like 3 straight matches where he got out for like first ball ducks. Yeah, he had such a weird season, and it was like,
the entire India had fun with
yeah.
Mr. Duck.
So I one of the matches Coley had gotten out. I think and I think the commentator, I think it was Simon Dewell, says I think Coley has gotten out every way possible this year that you can get out in a cricket match.
He got run out for sure. He got caught bold.
Yeah,
He got
every
first ball ducked. I
every way
think
possible you can think of. Coley got out. Coley got out this. That's how Coley got out this
the
year.
only thing he did not do was get out at 99.
Oh yeah, that would have been the worst.
I'm pretty sure if you ask him, he'll take that though,
Yeah,
considering he got a couple of ducks.
yeah.
Oh man,
Oh man, but
I
that's
but it
yeah,
that's he's a guy you like you. I want to see him do well though. I enjoy seeing
yeah.
him do
Well, I think that for them, for RCB, just saying they're letting what I think in the very like first couple of matches it was I'm gonna say this name wrong. I'm gonna say I know Patidar Rajat Patidar was opening with Faf, and then
Yeah,
they said
which
yeah,
I don't know
should have
why.
just yeah, should have just had Coley open from the beginning, but
And
yeah, but
no, but even then, after that, they had Anuj Rawat opening with Faf
yeah,
for a couple of games. I just don't understand why. It,
yeah,
it was either him or yeah, like you said, Rajat Patidar
yeah,
opening. I mean, I guess Kohli's just used to batting three, and then it's like you gotta have somebody open with Faf, and you're not gonna put
yeah.
Glenn or Kartik to open with him. So I don't know.
I mean,
I, I just feel he batted so
I
much better once they put him in the starting lineup. I mean,
I
starting opening pair.
yeah, I really think that I really think that the one guy they should have tried to retain really was DDP Dave Padikal. That would have been if they could have they should have tried to retain him at like all costs. Like
Absolutely, because
yeah,
he pretty much uh, gained his notoriety there
yeah,
or his popularity, but I guess they just I don't know what was it, what made them not keep him. But I
yeah,
mean, he's another one that kind of had an up and down season too. It was
yeah.
weird
Well, I think with him for me and what I think he's an opener. So I think when you bat him lower than when they're trying to bat him at 4 or 3 or maybe 3, probably the lowest you should bat him. But I think he needs to bat in the opening pair.
because he's
I
another
think
one that had
yeah,
quite a nice couple of games where he was
yeah,
floating around that 50, 30 to 50. But then he had a couple of games where it was zero, 2 runs, 3 runs. I
yeah, yeah. He
and it was like
definitely
1 game, 2 game, 2 game. It was weird.
so okay. So I know it's we're recording this right now, but it's already Tuesday in India. So
Today,
yes, yeah,
today.
tonight. So tonight, well, tomorrow morning for us, but to night and then I can't. It's tomorrow morning for us. I can't. I'm
It's
getting
weird. Yeah,
confused with this time.
tonight for India,
Tonight for
or
India. Yeah.
and
Tomorrow morning for us. You have the first qualifier with the winner going straight to the final. You have Gujarat against Rajasthan. So
oh yes,
that's
Sanju versus Hardik.
yeah. S- Uh, I don't know who wins this game. I because we talking about guy Joss Butler had such a great start.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
like
ridiculous the run he
hi-
was on. Yeah,
historical.
and then he kind of fell flat also a little bit in a few matches.
Which this it goes to show you how crazy of a start he had
Yeah,
because he still ended up with the cap.
yeah, that would no. It was historical. Then he kind of fell off.
The
Fell
guy,
off there.
the guy had he had 103 against KKR. Followed that a couple days later with 116 versus Delhi, and then a, a little hiccup against RCB with only 8 runs, but then killed Mumbai for 67. And even before the 103 against KKR, he had 54 against the number one Titans. So I and
So,
then he finished the season off with 7 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs. With
so
so they better hope he catches
yeah.
his form back.
So let me ask you: do you think there's if they lose tomorrow? Do you think their team, their success hinges on Joss? Or
You see, so that's the thing. That team is they have such a beautiful build that if Joss is on, they're extremely hard to beat. But even if Joss is not on, I still feel they have enough on that team that they can still be a very difficult team to beat. I mean, even after Joss, you still got Jaiswal who batted really well this year. Sanju Samson, who is shown he can crush the ball. Dave Dutt Paikal, who we've all seen what he can do. I would like to see him, as you suggested, that higher in the order. And then I don't know why they like to put Hetmeyer batting 6 or 7 sometimes behind Rian Parag and Ashwin. Well, Ashwin has shown this year he's developed into an amazing all rounder.
I think for me, the one thing I'd say is that Samson has to bat at three. Like he's got to come in at three.
So then where do you put
Yeah,
Padikal?
I think Padikal. Oh, I think I'd bat him at four. Even though I don't like him there, but I think I would rather see Samson bat at three.
And do you
Yeah,
think Jaiswal should stay at 2 then?
yeah. I would. I would. That's why Padikal doesn't really fit to me on this team. But like I'm like then you have Shimron Hetmeyer who like the formula for me for Rajasthan this year was okay. You got the great opening start from Joss and Jaiswal. Samson would come in like the middle overs and keep the ball rolling, and then when you got to that decent score, Hetmeyer comes in now, and Hetmeyer had a good year finishing innings off. Like he would come in and get like 13 balls, like a 30 ball 13, you know, and he's so frustrating because like you want to see him get more, but like when he gets more time at the crease, he's he it's like he plays so ridiculous. He just throws his wicket away. So he needs like just give him 2 overs to bat and let him go guns blazing. But that was their strategy. And then Ashwin had a pretty good year with the bat also.
Ashwin had a
Yeah,
great year with the
yeah,
bat. It was
he had a
insane.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know about you, but highly unexpected. I did
yeah,
not see him. I did not see that coming.
yeah. I always remember him with him and Ravindra like when India were like in the like when they had their Shaker and Rohit Sharma opening, Kohli coming in at three, and then him and Jadeja would come in at the in like the later innings and like put finishing touches on the matches, and then not only would they give you a good would add more to your score, but they can turn that ball those two.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah. But Ravi Ashwin, he's one of those players that just people. You've got, excuse me, you've got a crowd that absolutely hates him, but you've also got a crowd that absolutely loves him because of how much he takes the game like the winning aspect of the game. He's not a cheater, but he's willing to
Yeah,
to
exactly. Yeah, I know what you're
to,
saying. Yeah,
to cross the lines of
yeah,
sportsmanship.
hmm
Sometimes, I
yeah,
mean, we've seen it with the finger, we've seen it with the with his his. I love I love it when he does it, but his
hmm
questionable wicket taking tactics without having tapped the bowl.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
I love it. It's in the rule book, so
yeah.
why not? Stay in your crease.
Exactly. I've never had a problem with that. Stay in the crease.
But
You can take a like a lead. Just make sure the bat's in the crease.
yeah, and you know how
You know?
many people absolutely. That's what I hate those. And same thing in baseball. Those unwritten rules that take away from the excitement of the game. But that Rajasthan team, I mean, that bowling, that batting. We've talked about the batting, but what about that bowling? I mean, yeah, you've got Ashwin there who can turn the ball. You've got Yuvi who can turn the ball, but they've got some heat in there
hmm
too. You spoke about the man Trent Bolt earlier.
And like the one thing, like these guys know how to win. Like Bolt, how many he was with Mumbai for how many years? He just knows how to. I mean, those Mumbai teams were like really good. So I mean, he's now bringing that experience to Rajasthan. But we talk about that. Talk about the team they have to the team that finished in first place, Gujarat and Hardik Pandya. I mean, who thought? They're a new team. They're a new team. This is their first year in the
Uh,
IPL.
this is their first year in their return to the IPL
Yeah,
because they've
good.
been in past years.
Yeah, there's been a Gujarat right. There's been a Gujarat team in the IPL before. Yeah. Um. Yeah,
But I
but
mean,
Hardik.
that's a team that they put it together.
hmm
It's got some. They've got some fantastic players and great pieces with the surprisingly. I mean, India has been grooming Hardik Pandya for this. This is what they hope to get out of him, and this we're seeing what he's capable of, both with bat, ball, and even on the field.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Hardik. Awesome name, but
You know what? I'm a fan of Hardik too.
Such an awesome name there. But yeah, Gujarat. I mean, we talk about Rashid Khan,
Mm,
probably,
probably the.
arguably the best spin bowler in the world right now.
I
With the
mean,
way,
is it really arguably anymore? I mean, who else can say they're better?
yeah. I mean, he has like that. Like he's like Morley in the way he can dominate spin. Like he just dominates, and then you have. I think
Shami,
Mohammed Shami. Yeah, more
got
experience.
Laki.
Yeah,
I
Lockie
mean,
Ferguson. Oh man,
yeah.
that
Look, that's three bowlers right there that
yeah.
nobody wants to see. And that's
And
just the ball side, the bat side.
I think they built a really good team with experience that had the experience. Like can't not mention David Miller, who plays so well for South Africa. Yeah, he's such a finisher, and I think they built a really good team with the experience factor
Yeah,
involved. Like we always say, oh well, they're a new team. They're probably going to have their growing pains. Neither this team nor Lucknow had no growing pains. They're in the playoffs. You
yeah.
know.
And I mean,
Yeah.
don't forget their Gujarat's opening man too. Shubman Gill, the young kid,
hmm
has been showing he he's he's telling all those guys on the international team, look out for me.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Definitely. And how much talent does India
Well, oh
have,
yeah,
man?
that's another player that KKR lost.
Yeah, Shubman
Shubman
Gill. Yeah,
Gill.
yeah.
He's about at the top of their order.
India just has so much talent, man. Can we borrow some? I mean,
I mean, look at that. They literally made a league just upon their talent,
yeah,
and their their that those players, other countries can only wish to have that depth of players. I mean, England, even England can't produce that much. You know, I
Yeah,
mean, Australia and New Zealand are showing that they don't need that many people to produce top tier talent, but that's a little bit different.
I
It's
mean,
just
I'm
crazy the depth that India has. Sorry,
India.
go ahead.
No, like I mean, I think we've done this before. That where we India just have a team that they can make of just the wicket keepers. Yeah, just think about all that wicket keeper talent that they have there in India.
It's
That's a
crazy.
yeah,
You got just in this game alone, Riddhiman Saha and Sanju Samson.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
two. That's two
it's
right there.
yeah. I mean, we could go on a list. We could do, there's if you do Rishabh Pant, who KL Rahul.
Okay.
I mean,
Dinesh Karthik.
yeah.
He got booted out like 5 years ago. And, um, Ishan Kishan.
Ishan Kishan, yeah, of
Oh
course.
my
And there,
god, that's already what 6, 7 that we just named.
yeah. Don't forget Dhoni.
Oh my. Well, I don't
How
know.
do
He can we really? I mean,
I hate
we might need to forget Dhoni.
it. I mean, just all the keepers here, all the keepers that they have in this country is
It's crazy.
it's crazy that they
Okay,
can
wait,
just make
hold
a
on.
team.
No, we've got to go down that list.
Yeah,
We've got Saha and Samson already. Who else did we say? We've got Dhoni.
Dhoni.
We've
Dhoni
got
might be a 12th man on that team, to be honest.
especially
If
right
you're being
now.
serious, yeah. You got Rishabh,
Rishabh Pant.
KL Rahul.
Jesus Christ. Um, I gotta pull it up because this is just insane.
Do we say Kartik? Dinesh Kartik?
Yeah,
I mean,
we had said Kartik.
yeah.
Um,
Who else is on? Who else? Indian keepers, man. Oh, who's their test keeper? I think it's Saha. Saha's the test keeper.
he's yeah.
He's their test
It's
keeper.
him and Pant. Him and
Punt.
Pant.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Punt is
yeah,
in there,
Ishan
right?
Kishan.
Ishan Kishan.
It's just the
It's
fact that they
insane.
can make an entire squad with just that.
Just
Oh my
keepers.
god! But
And a
yeah,
good squad. And not just a squad.
a
A squad
squad
that could
that would destroy almost
yeah.
most teams.
Yeah. I mean it's it's ridiculous. I was gonna say, well, the cock is not even never mind. No, but the cock I was trying to think who the Lucknow keeper was, but the cock is South African.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's just an incredible team. It's just an incredible.
Who's been keeping for RCB?
Oh, Kartik.
Oh yes, 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 yes,
Kartik
yes,
is their keeper.
yes.
Yeah, they've they've got it.
That's
And
gonna be a fun match to watch. I, it's you know what? I'm not even gonna say it's gonna be a fun match to watch. I think the RCB Lucknow game is gonna be stressful because I want
yeah,
RCB to win, but they never make it easy.
they never make it easy, right? Right. There's some days where they just look like they're unbeatable, and then there's the day where they get bowled out for 68. You know, you're just wondering about that team, man, and it's just like it's incredible. So okay, so Narotam, who are you picking? Who do you think wins the first qualifier, Gujarat or Rajasthan?
Who do I think is gonna win, or who do I want to win?
Who you think is gonna win?
Okay, well, first I want Rajasthan to win.
Okay,
Um, I mean, when you match up both teams, it's like, dude, I like Rajasthan's openers better, obviously because of Joss. But if Joss fails, then how what do you get? The middle order between Matthew Wade, Hardik Pandya, and David Miller versus you've got Samju Samson, Dave Padikar and Rian Parag. Or actually, I'll switch Rian Parag and I'll put Ravi Ashwin. That's I gotta say Gujarat takes that, but then the finishers, Gujarat, that's one thing they don't really have finishers because once Hardik and Miller are out at 4 and
Yeah.
5, then you're looking at Rahul Tewatia and Rashid Khan to try to finish a game for you. Whereas Rajasthan has Hetmeyer and Rian Parag as their finishers, and that's after Ravi Ashwin. So they're finishing at 6 and 7, whereas Gujarat's batting is really done at 6. So I think it's going to come down to bowling. I mean, does Ravi Ashwin and UV Chahal, can they turn the ball more than and find more success than Rashid Khan? Does Shami and Lucky and their heat, is that going to beat out Trent Bolt and Obed McCoy? I got to give it to Rajasthan. I got to give it to Rajasthan. Just on paper alone and my heart, I'm rooting for them. I hope Shimron Hetmeyer just comes in, saves the day for them, and blasts the 65 and 20 balls. But, I mean, truth be told, just the depth of that team, I got to take Royals.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Royals also. I think the Royals win the game because I think if they can kind of somehow capture that winning formula they had, like if Joss is the Joss from early in this IPL, and Samson can kind of keep the ball rolling, keep the scoreboard rolling, I should say, in the middle overs, and then you have Hetmeyer come in and finish off the way he did in the year.
Do you like them batting him so late?
I honestly think like if you watch some match and if you hear what the West Indies say about his fitness, I don't know if I really want him batting long.
True.
I don't know if he's fit enough to bat long, to be honest. I think like last year when he played with Delhi, and this year, him playing with Rajasthan, I think he's found like a good niche as a finisher. So I could, if there's like, I probably wouldn't put him into bat anyway, unless there was like maybe 5 overs left in the match.
Which,
Like,
at that point, I gotta say, and I know it's a conversation for a different day, but that worries me as a guy an Amazon Warriors fan because he's pretty much locked into that number 3 role with us.
don't worry, we're gonna have Babar Azam open with Chandrapal Hemraj. Don't worry, we'll be
They'll bat into the 15th
yeah,
over.
exactly, and
We won't get we'll never have to lose 4 wickets in a game.
exactly, and then we'll have Romario and Odin Smith will finish the innings off with, and
Jesus
we'll
Christ, that's two powerful men right there, though.
I really can't. Well, I can't wait for the CPL. But
Oh,
anyway,
me
let's
either.
see. Wait to see how the teams go. But
We have
yeah,
to.
getting back to the game tomorrow, I really think if Rajasthan play like they did it early in the year, I think that they're winning this game.
But you can say that for Gujarat too, because I mean they started off this season, didn't weren't they undefeated for like 6 or 7 games?
Yeah, they were. I think it's funny. I think they lost to. It's funny, believe it or not, they lost to Mumbai.
Yeah, they
Wasn't
did.
it Mumbai that big? Go figure.
Wasn't that Mumbai's first win?
That was Mumbai's first win and their first loss. So yeah, I mean, just yeah,
Oh
sports.
man,
Oh
yeah.
man, sports. I mean,
Oh god.
it'll make you pull your hair out sometimes. I mean, yeah, but yeah, but I think I don't know. I just like I'm not gonna reveal who I think will win the whole thing yet. We'll do that a little bit later on, but well, in a few minutes actually. But I just have a good vibe about this Rajasthan team. Like more so, more so than I do about Gujarat. Like
Rajasthan right now, they feel like the team that I was hoping Delhi would feel like last year.
yeah,
Like with the mix of huge talent and great mix of youth and older veteran players. They Delhi had that last year, but they couldn't translate it to wins. Whereas this team, they're looking good. They're looking good.
yeah. I just this is the. I mean, This is the feel I have about this Rajasthan team, and even if they lose, they still have another shot of getting in. So
Well,
you know,
who are you taking in that match to face the loser of this team? Are we ready
well,
to talk about that yet?
yeah. So I think are you? I'm definitely going with Rajasthan. And who are you taking?
Yeah, I'm going to take Rajasthan as well.
Okay, so we both have Rajasthan going straight to the finals, and then there will be the eliminator. So the loser of this team, the loser of this game, excuse me, only has the one shot. If you lose, you're out. You win, you go to you have to play another game to get into the finals. This, I mean, I have to think about Faf for a minute. If Faf is gonna play, because Faf shows up in big games. Like I remember him with CSK doing it so many times. Like, so I think that that's gonna be a factor. I hope Coley's back in form because it's so much fun to watch Coley when he's in form, as opposed to the three consecutive ducks Coley.
the, the,
Yeah,
the curry.
Duck Curry. Yeah.
Oh man, I want RCB to win. I want Kohli, and I want RC to win on the back of Kohli.
Yeah.
Like it's just good for cricket when Kohli is good, and it it's just good for cricket. And the man bats when you watch him bat. It's art when he's
Yeah.
on. So
Like,
I want to see him do well, but then so is KL Rahul.
yeah. I mean, it's tough because we root for so many of these players. We love all these guys, like this. But KL Rahul is one of my not just a good indie. He's a good world class player, like all formats.
In every format. The man
Yeah.
is just absolutely amazing. I'm glad they're transitioning him into the Indian captain.
Yeah.
India's in good hands under him.
I guess. Does Lucknow have enough? We really haven't talked much about the Lucknow Supergiants, but do they have enough?
That team, I think they get disrespected in terms of just how much they have. You know, that team is they've got from okay, you're opening up with two of the best openers in the world with Dekak and Rahul. And then after that, you're coming in with uh, a mixture of. I think they have Badoni batting at three, right? Who
Yeah.
is he's got to be the smallest number three batsman in the world. He's got I mean, that's Ki right there. But he, I like him. I just don't know. I don't have too much confidence in him. Same thing with Deepak Hooda and Kunal Pandya with the bat. They've shown they can make runs, but at the same time, I don't think they're consistent. Marcus Stoinis, who's going to come in and try to finish with them, he has shown that he just doesn't have the same magic he once did. And then, I mean, they've got Jason Holder too, who's a great.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of experience, a lot of leadership, but he's another one who's inconsistent. So they have, and that's 1 through 7. No, 1 through 8 that they have deep of quality guys, potentially quality guys. It's
Oh,
just that
I'm
every
look
single one of them after their openers are inconsistent.
like I'm looking at some of the guys here. Give you some names here. Does Evan Lewis get in the game? Is he on the bench?
Oh, I think he's hurt. I
Okay.
think so. I haven't. Isn't
And
he?
of course, there is Manish Pandey also.
I
Does
haven't
he see some?
seen him
Yeah,
play. Is
Manish
he?
Pandey. I'm just looking
When last? Yeah, when last
at
did he
their
play?
I'm looking at their roster here. Just.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think Pandey has played in a long time. I think he's got to be hurt. And Evan Lewis, I mean, he's almost always hurt, isn't he?
and Deepak Huda is on his
Yeah,
team.
he's batting. He's
Yeah,
batting usually like 4 or 5.
yeah. Just looking at some. They have some bowling. Ravi Bishnoi had a good year.
Yeah, but
Um,
does he scare anybody?
well, and looking at who else today? I'm just looking at there. Avish Khan. He was with Delhi last year. He's
Who's
pretty good.
been? Yeah, and he's been
Yeah.
taking wickets.
Avish.
But I mean, their bowling is usually consistent of Avesh Khan, Jason Holder. Um, they got Ravi Bishnoi.
They
They've got
had the
Stoinis and Krunal Pandya.
Sri Lankan bowler here, Dushmanta
Oh
Chamira.
yeah, Chamira.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But uh, but that's the thing. Um, do they play Stoinis? Do they play Holder? Do they play? They have to play Dekak.
They have to play the
They
cock,
have
yeah.
to play Stoinis. And then it comes down to
They have to
Holder,
play. They have,
Chamira.
have to play
Um,
Chimera. I think they have to play Chimera.
do you? I mean, if Evan Lewis is healthy, what you don't have to play him, and they still have Kyle Mayers.
Yeah,
So I think their problem is that the best players on the team outside of Rahul are international players.
yeah.
And then for them to have to pick and choose which of their good international players they're going to play and on who's healthy, their local players are just not good enough. At least that's how I feel. You know, they need they need more than Krunal Pandya as their, I don't know, third
I
best
mean,
local player.
I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at this stat now. Okay, so we know Josh Butler was like he has 629 runs he made
Hmm.
this year. He scored.
Yeah, he topped the
Next next two batsmen,
well,
KL Rahul and
and
Quinton de Kock.
yeah, exactly. So
So
that's the thing is that after two,
yeah,
they're very, 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 very suspect. Um, like I said, Badoni, he's Huda, Pandya,
I I think in the matches that he did play, I think Evan Lewis was batting at three.
okay.
So
But
maybe
he's another one that
then
hasn't really done anything. He had let me see, he didn't get to bat in one game against KKR. He had 5 runs against the Capitals a couple weeks ago, a month ago, over a month ago. So he has, yeah, he has to be hurt because he played the first 4 games. He had 10.
yeah he did
He had
play.
a
Yeah,
55 not out. He had 1 run and then 5 runs. And then he didn't bat against KKR. I'm not too sure why, but he played. And then he hasn't played. So he played every game, the 4 games till April 6th. And then he didn't play back until May 17th. And that was it. So I don't know what's going on with him.
so I mean if you it all depends on Chimera. Is he the odd man out if you play Evan Lewis? Because I think you have to play Stoinis. You have to play obviously the cock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, dude. Well, the cock is. I mean,
like that's
that's
a no brainer.
yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
definitely have to
that's the
play him.
lock.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the lock.
he's the one lock. I think for me, yeah, I think Krunal Pandya. He's a a low order batsman, all rounder, but he's not gonna
Mm-hmm. He's not gonna scare anybody.
scare. I don't. Yeah, I'm just looking at their team and I'm wondering like after
Where's
their
the
openers.
where's the runs coming from?
Yeah,
So they that which is exactly why both KL and the cock have to be 2 and 3, or else that team just
yeah,
uh they just
they have
don't have the
nothing.
firepower.
Yeah, like I'm just looking up. I'm looking up. Yeah, their team. Be like
So
okay.
on that
We
same list of highest, sorry, we'll just finish off here, but
yeah.
they had KL and Dakar were 2 and 3, and then 2, 4, and then at 11 you had Deepak Hooda, who did score 400 runs, but then you don't see another Lucknow player till like 175 runs, which is way down the top 50. It's not even in the top 50. So they're they're, they're just too thin to win this game.
Yeah, and you're looking when you look just mentioning who I think is going to be the danger man in this game. I don't think it's going to be danger with the coming from Faf. I think Faf will show up and score some runs, but I'm looking at Hasaranga, man.
But on both sides of the ball,
Yeah,
on both sides of the ball, because if he number one, if they don't get him out, he's going to get you out.
yeah.
So you know, the,
Like
the
Hasaranga, you look at a team like and it's happened for RCB so many times this year. Like you look up and you'll see that how there is, oh god, the team had like a big power play. And next thing you know, Hasaranga comes in and all of a sudden 3 wickets fell. Like he's just such an incredible like a match turner, a
yeah,
game turner.
I mean
Yeah,
he finished with I think he finished right behind Chahal for most wickets taken.
yeah. He was looking second.
Yeah, and his economy was great. It was under 8, so that's all you can ask for. He's had one of the few maiden overs in the season, so that he's he's all you can ask for in an
Yeah,
all rounder.
he's like the. I, I know Sri Lanka is like a young up and coming team, but he's like their star right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's their guy. Right? So I know. I think I know where we're both leaning for this game. I'm definitely going RCB to be honest.
I,
I
I
think
think I
yeah,
think Kohli has finally caught his eye on the ball. Glenn Maxwell and uh, Dinesh Karthik are going to be a little bit too much at the finishing end and that's after Faf opens. And I just like their bowling better
yeah.
than than
I
Super
like
Giants.
yeah. I definitely like RCB over Luck now. You had a good year, Luck now to be your first year in the your first season in the IPL and to be in the playoffs. Ahead of like established teams like Mumbai and Chennai and Punjab. That should be good, and you keep growing and maybe get some. Yeah, that's the thing. I think they need to get some more muscle behind the Quinton de Kock and Kale Rahul.
Yeah, I mean they were
Yeah,
hoping for that with Stoinis.
yeah,
That didn't happen much.
but yeah. So that sets up. So we've eliminated Luck now, and that would set up the second qualifier between RCB and Gujarat. So I'll give you first take on that one because I have no clue.
I mean that's a team where I love RCB, and
Yeah,
I we just went over their roster. I think they're fantastic. I think they have some fantastic pieces, but Gujarat, they were number one for a reason this season. Just because we have the Royals beating them in the first matchup, I don't think they're losing to either RCB or uh, Lucknow. Unless Kohli has some crazy magic, I don't see them beating uh, Gujarat. That lineup, that batting lineup, that bowling between Shami and Lockie Ferguson, and then you got Rashid Khan just murdering wickets. And yeah, no, I'm sorry, Kohli, Hardik Pandya is gonna get the better of you,
no,
and we'll get a
that
rematch.
that's the fear I have with RCB is that like once a bowler gets on a roll against them,
They fall apart.
they just fall apart. Exactly. They don't do anything like they can't like save themselves. Like somebody coming in, like they just completely fall apart. I think that's what's going to happen with the bowlers you mentioned, Lockie and Lockie Ferguson. But I think for some reason I just think it's gonna be like spin heavy, and I think Rashid Khan will have a will
If it
be the difference in this game.
if that's the case, if it is spin heavy, do you think Rashid Khan versus Mr. IPL wicket taker himself, Yuvi Chahal, and Ravi Ashwin, Mr. Experience himself, do you think Rashid Khan outbowls the two of them combined?
So I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. I don't think RCB get to the finals. I think it will be a rematch between Rajasthan and Gujarat.
I hope otherwise,
And
but yeah,
I think yeah, I'm pulling for RCB, but I think it's going to be Rajasthan versus Gujarat in the finals, and I think Rajasthan gets them twice.
I, I, I don't see Rajasthan getting them twice.
Yeah.
I see them getting them once, and I don't know. It's hard for me to go against Gujarat in the finals.
So
You know,
okay.
in a heat moment, I think Rashid Khan
Yeah.
is just too tough to beat.
I think it's yeah. It's gonna give us a different. It's gonna give us like a different feel, a different matchup because we're so used to seeing Mumbai versus Chennai in these IPL finals. So now we're finally getting a different. We're finally getting like a different taste
Yeah.
this year. You know, Rajasthan and Gujarat. I think we'll compete. That's my pick, and you're taking Gujarat
For the finals,
for
yeah.
the finals, and I'm taking Rajasthan.
Okay. I
All
mean,
right.
I'm pulling for Rajasthan.
Yeah.
I'm truly pulling for Rajasthan, and if not Rajasthan, then I'm hoping uh, RCB can somehow do it. But
I'm looking. I'm hoping Heckmeyer comes back to form. You know, because it would be
love to
nice
see it.
for him to have that like
Hmm.
confidence
Yep.
coming into the CPL. Like, hey, I just won an IPL. So let me rub some good luck off on this guy in the team.
Yeah, and especially if he comes out as man of the match.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Like, he let him come in and have like 12 balls and he has like a 50.
Yeah, break Chris Gale's record, please.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
God!
man, so
Speaking of
this is
Chris
gonna
Gale's
be.
record, do you think anyone will ever break the 175?
I honestly thought the way Joss was batting this year, he probably was gonna do it, but he fell off a little bit. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I then we were talking about the other day, who is it possible to make a 200
And
in?
like I said, if the man Chris Gale himself could not do it, no one will ever do it.
Yeah, he is the one batsman that would have done it. Um, he got the closest 175. That's the
Yeah,
highest score ever.
and
Yeah,
insane the
yeah,
numbers that he had in that match.
yeah. I was saying, but I don't know if there's any modern day batsmen. I just think they give their wickets away too easily and too quickly, and it's not like Gale who wants to hit a ball, hit a six on every ball. That's the Chris Gale approach. I think you need to take that approach if you're ever going to do it. Try to hit a six on every single ball.
I mean, well, yeah, but who can do that? That's the thing. There's not many guys who can do that, and not do. And even Josh Butler, as much as he can do it, he does it when he's in rhythm.
Yeah,
That's a 175, and the man only saw 66 balls. How do you hit 17 sixes in one match?
uh, just brute strength. That was against he. I know he did it with RCB. He was playing for RCB. Did he do it against Punjab or was I think it was Punjab if I'm not
Uh,
mistaken.
that's a good question. Let's see. Um,
I think he did do it against Punjab if I'm not. I remember Yuvraj Singh was the captain against him. That's what I remember. I can't remember who Yuvraj Singh was playing for though.
no, it was actually against a team that is no longer in the IPL, the Pune Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I
And
definitely remember Yuvraj Singh was captaining against them in that game. So, yeah.
no, that
No, was
was
it?
it was Aaron Finch.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I
Yes.
was Was Yuvraj Singh at least was he at least on the team?
Yes, he was. He batted third.
Okay, he wasn't. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I remember
He did
Yuvraj in it.
not bowl though.
No.
He did not bowl. He batted third. But it's what's funny? Bhuvaneshwar bowled in that match, and He bowled 4 overs and only gave up 23 runs. But then the other bowlers had economies of 16 and a half, 12. Mitchell Marsh had 18. Mortaza bowled 2 overs and gave up 45 runs. And then Aaron Finch bowled 1 over and gave up 29 runs.
I
That
mean,
match is video game stuff.
yeah, that's how I used to bat. No, okay.
I mean, I'm just hoping we can see some glimpse of that type of performance in the IPL finals. I mean, every team has some type of player that's capable of incredible fireworks. I think Gujarat, that's either David Miller or Hardik Pandya. Rajasthan, that's either Josh Butler, Hetmeyer, or Samson. Um, RCB, you got Kohli and you got Faf. And then with uh, Lucknow, you've got both KL and the Cock, so we've got some players who can definitely give us fireworks.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think the cock hasn't can probably do it.
That, I, listen,
He might be the one guy that I can maybe even like not like when you like a little bit of thought, maybe even like David Warner.
so David Wise, I feel like he's that guy that you can ask him, please, can you please go get me 75, and he'll get you 75. But I don't see
Yeah.
him as that 100 guy. Same thing with the Cock. I mean, yeah, he had 140 not out in the last match of the season, but I mean, he's usually around that 50 guy.
But like I kind of feel like if they're the ones like if we're asking who can do it, who will be able to put up that kind of performance, I think they're probably the guys that could probably do it.
I don't know. I think the only person that would even have stand a chance to even be close is Josh Butler. No one else in the world, and even Josh Butler, I feel just doesn't have that level of consistent power.
Yeah, that's like yeah, like you need to. I mean, Chris Gale just muscles up. You said 17 sixes. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what is that? 17.
17 sixes, and not only 17 sixes. I think he had 14 fours.
Damn.
Yeah, so I mean that type of power is just unreal that we saw from
Yeah, wow,
the
that's 30,
universe
30,
boss.
31 boundaries. Oh my lord.
It's crazy, huh?
So you said okay, so 17 sixes. That's what? So that's 102, I think. 17 34. Yeah, 102 and just sixes. Oh my god.
Yes, and it was 13 fours that he had. His strike
So
rate was over the course of 66 balls faced. He had a strike rate of 265. Insane.
that uh,
Oh, by the way, he also
yeah.
took 2 wickets in that game. Oh man,
Oh man.
that's one thing I did not see that game. I only went back and saw highlights. I did. I
Yeah,
wish that was a
I wish.
game that I
Yeah.
saw live.
I would the chat room would have been lit.
Oh my god, we would have
Oh my god, that
our
would have been
phones.
crazy.
I would have had to leave work. I would have had to say that's it for me today because I can't. You expect me? I would have had to tell my boss. You expect me to work and Chris Gale just scored 175 runs? Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, like that's insane. Now that's
Teams struggle to
yeah.
score that in
Hmm.
ODIs, 50 overs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Bangladesh, oh man, I know they struggle. There's struggles for that, definitely. All
Oh yeah. All right. So I think we
right,
both. I think so we. I have. You have
I'm taking Rajasthan to
Rajasthan,
win the whole thing.
and I want Rajasthan, but I just think Gujarat is too talented to lose uh, 2 matches in a row to the same team.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. I'm taking the Rajasthan Royals. Narotam is taking the Gujarat Titans to win the IPL. And every IPL is fun, but there's so much cricket going on. There's going to be the CPL. There's the World Cup coming up, T20 World
Can't
Cup.
wait. Can't
Yeah,
wait for
so
both of those.
there's so much T20 cricket going on, and there's just had a World Cup last year. Now we're
Yeah,
getting another one.
yeah, because this
So
is the postponed
yeah,
2020 World Cup. No, no.
yeah, this is
Yes, this did no, no.
Australia
This is the 2022 World Cup.
yeah,
Last year's was the postponed
postponed one,
2020 World Cup.
and that one will be in Australia. So we definitely once that comes around, I mean, so much to talk about. If you want your cricket coverage, just come here. You want to talk about the CPL, which is what like August and September, and then there's going to be the Cricket World Cup in like October, November in Australia. So there's so much cricket we can talk about just coming up. So
Yeah, and
why go
especially
anyplace
for
else?
most people who will be uh, missing some of those games due to timing
Yeah,
of when it happens. You can catch your catch your results and your highlights right here.
yeah. We'll break it down. We'll have so much analysis on every single World Cup team, on every CPL team, because we follow this stuff religiously. We so
There's
if
not
you
many
want to know,
people that can say they play fantasy cricket.
yeah, we play fantasy cricket. That's that's right. Oh man, and that'll be going. Oh, there's gonna be so much going on because that's gonna be like when the NFL season's starting. Oh my,
Hmm.
I can't handle all this sports.
Well, DraftKings Sportsbook and FanDuel Sportsbook, they need to add cricket.
Yeah,
Let us
I
try to make some
wanted.
money.
I wanted to take. I was like, I was looking for that actually. I wanted to take Mumbai in that game against Delhi. I knew Mumbai was going to win that game. I was like, I'm going to make some money here, but I couldn't. I couldn't bet it. I
I
wanted to
you've got to talk with. We got to get Sebastian on here. He knows how to.
Mhm.
He has a site where he does the cricket betting.
The cricket bet. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you could have won so much money. I knew Mumbai was going to win that game, man. I
I
knew it.
just see, and that's why I would have lost money.
Yeah, I knew it. Okay, well, you know what? I got to play us out. So IPL, please don't sue me for using your music. This is a remix that I found. I like it actually. So here we go.
It's the Himesh remix.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, thank you for listening. That's another edition of the Procast Close from myself and Narotam. We thank you for listening,
Thank you
and
for
we'll
listening.
catch you on the next one.